Sacred full moon. Good vibe. Love and light. Love and light. Sacred full moon vibes around. I need to quote some stuff from a books of Hannah Davita. So, if you can hear me right, I hope. This is what's going on in our current existence from birth to death. Everything is just consciousness traveling around different cycles. Currently we're in a very interesting cycle, as I think everyone is aware of that. And my recommendation would be, we all do fall at times, but build the discipline, take a good care of your body, eat as natural as you can, and spread good vibrations to people. Stop arguing so much. Stop the bullshit. Feel it, because all the energies that, especially at these times, that we are spreading, that we are putting out there in the world, is coming back to us, double and more than that. And especially what is the full moon? No, of course you can, depends where you live, of course. If you are somewhere near Belarus, Lithuania, Poland, and yeah, then of course you can. Where do you live, Yoga Nandai, or how you call it, yeah? What nation, what region you are in? So, I will continue. Sweden. No, yes, if you want to go, you can go over the sea with some boat or something, or a plane. It's pretty near here. I personally plan at summer maybe to go to Sweden myself. You see, very spiritual. There are some spiritual personas in there, you know, more than in Lithuania. In Sweden is a little bit of a higher frequency in a way. Lithuania is, because of Soviet occupations and stuff, people are a little bit cuckoo, you know, they put themselves in boxes and stuff in different cities, towns, hoods and stuff, and you know, and they just grey people. In Sweden you have a lot more diversity, a lot more tolerance to things, which has good and bad, but in the end, these oranges, by the way, very little, and sometimes they're full of seeds, sometimes, some parts of them, which is very good. So Sweden, I heard it has a lot of immigrant crisis or whatever, you know, I guess that happens too. It's paradoxical when there is a country which is very good to live in, you know, it's like the polarity. Actually, in biology it's called diffusion. So we have example like how water moves around, you know, different cold. So like example the Sweden thing or other good countries. It's a very light good country in first, and when there are countries of people mentality that is very low and stuff, they're very aggressive, dark, low vibrational people from like Arabia or something, you know, survivalists in their animalistic form, who want to steal and rob and get rich easy and reproduce. And when there is a country like Sweden, which is pretty high vibrational people, you know, friendly type of mostly people, you know, good system, and these two polarities will attract each other, you know, the light and the dark. And so that's why now a lot of immigrants and stuff, like Scandinavian countries after all, we reached a pretty good, you know, comparing to the world, we're not perfect, but a pretty good state of being, you know. And when, you know, the polarity, the ever polarity, the wars and shit were going on, and the people just go to those places, you know, we're attracted to them. And we kinda bring the vibration down. That's how it works basically. No, it's very sad that in the current day and age people are like that, and we need all of these borders and stuff. But everything makes sense in the world in the end. There are karmic cycles. All these things. And the key is be grateful for what you have in the moment, Whenever you live, understand this world, this life can be ended in any moment. Our bodies can be easily defeated. All we can do is just relax into the present moment and be grateful for the here and now. And the full moon vibrations, when the full moon comes, everything we done for a month since the moon was it's tempura basically. That's the instrument, and when we are like this on YouTube, things easy to download. Tempura for like a hour and see or something. Very good for meditation. Yeah, tempura is called. It's an Indian instrument used in the folklore and stuff. Oh, yes, tempura. Very good for this kind of. No, tempura. You will type in Google or YouTube and it will show you immediately. Even if a letter is not right, yeah, that's what it's called. So the full moon vibrations, yeah, we begin since the moon is little, like that, like when it's half, how much, what kind of frequencies you put in the world, how much hate, how much arguing, more love you will put in, and when in the end, the full moon comes, and then it's basically the result for all of your actions, it's basically the manifestation. So that's a lot of people go a bit crazy during the full moon, because we get to face where things, some people in the world behave like, and I also had a lot of this stuff, I'm cleansing from it. I was a very huge idiot at times in my life, with alcoholism and stuff. God bless that I'm still here, I should have been punished quite a lot by it, but I was, I realized and I asked God for forgiveness. But a lot of people act like total idiots in this life, rob people, steal, reach, and then when they become like the elites, they become the politics, they become presidents, mayors, it seems the world is perfect for them, while they are putting so much negativity, and we still receive abundance, It's because of also specific karma, so you can never judge anyone in the end, because we all have our own journeys and karmas. Who knows, maybe that person was some saint in our world, so now this life you all wanted to experience how it feels to be a jerk to everyone, and and then poof, that another person which is very loving and caring is homeless. The soul just wanted to experience, the soul wanted to be humbled, but it's always this polarity. It's always this polarity. So I will want to quote few things from the Bhagavad Gita, as it is, and the one who was, very disciplined with himself, who had combated, who won against things like attachment and anger, and the one who holds his materialistic urges, with disciplines. Wait, Mama, I will answer your question after the quote. That one gets the internal love from God, meaning, don't focus on the material so much, overcoming the duality, good, bad, the person who acts the same, both in good and bad situations, has achieved non-duality and eternal love of God. That's one of the ways how we can survive this material pain, especially when things are getting rough. So do I have a spiritual family? Now, everything is one already. Now, what do you specifically mean by spiritual family? Like, in a way, we all do have a spiritual family, you know. But I am kinda, myself personally, I'm a little bit of a hermit. Ah, not that much. Like my grandparents are grandmas are like a bit more Catholic, but on Christmas or something, you know, they still eat meat. While so it's kind of like they say a prayer on the Christmas because you know it's the culture and stuff. Do some Catholic things, but we still eat meat and kind of make me eat meat too. I don't really like to eat meat in the month of December, not anymore because. So yeah, not really. Not that much, and I don't care. I don't mind it. You know, a lot of people complain. My family is not spiritual. They don't understand me. No, and what? Not a reason to be depressed. I am a hermit. You know, I'm a hermit type of person. I really just like to, at summers specifically, like you know, the Baltic region here, it gets pretty cold at winters, but at summers it's beautiful, and it's just so nice to pick up a tent, go somewhere in the middle of the woods, and just live alone. But you're never alone because alone means all one. Now about the family. I was also pretty sinful, let's you say, in my certain actions, which need God understood why. But you see, a lot of times family can have very negative effects on a person with spiritual awakening, but it can also be a big lesson, you know, because not everyone understands. Not everyone understands in this life. And it's okay. And you know, when you're being judged by your family or something, still love them. I think what I know, what my family doesn't know is I understand the fragility of life. You know, we think we can drink alcohols, eat that bullshit foods, and you know, we're just gonna be enjoying this material existence of years like forever or something, but let's not be fools here. No. I don't even talk that much. Probably might be struggling with this soon too because I'm 17, so I still don't really need to, you know, pay a lot of bills, but age is just an illusion, so I enjoy it. Currently, in this present moment, God has blessed me, but I don't really need to worry that much about money. But, I don't know, in my future, I might try to become a yoga instructor, you know, still need to learn a lot. I mean, I'm just recovering from many things. Oh yeah, so those people on the Snapchats. A moment. Yes. Wait. Whoa. Turn off audio. Okay. So if I answer, I might, you know, become a yoga instructor, a herbalist. I might go and I don't really have any education, to be honest. I don't go to school almost at all. So I might just find some job. It's seasonal. No, 17. What is a 17 thing? You see, age is just an illusion, my dear. Age is just an illusion. I was 13 when I really became into meditations and stuff. My life was actually a very interesting story. When I was around 10 years old, I lost all my friends from the cities, which led me into becoming extremely religious. My family wasn't religious like that. I became a Baptist, a Seventh-day Adventist to the point that I would celebrate Sabbath. I read a New Testament, but this is just my ego kinda showing off, oh how cool that no one forced me, like around 10 or 12 years old, no one forced me, but I read the Bible without anyone forcing me or something, you know. Almost all of it, a bit of the Old Testament, all of the New Testament, you know. Yeah, and I started, but I had this little bit of an alcoholism struggle too. I just recovered from, I wish that I didn't waste so much, few years of my life on drinking, but we all do mistakes in life, no? Especially younger people, but it happens. But apart from that, everything is nice. You know, I think about psychedelics. You know, the government really doesn't want the youth to try these things out with the right mindset. Because if you're younger when you're 18, and your mindset is still kinda pure, you know, and you try out the psychedelics, you know, like when you're 14, like having 3, I literally realized, I felt it to the core of existence. I cannot like judge people so much about nationalities and their race. It affected me for the rest of my life, the psychedelic medicines. And when you're a younger person, these substances, they really have a very powerful potential of changing you, but also they can also damage you a lot. And most people around my age, I don't really have any friends my age to hang out with. I don't feel bad about it. Which one? Well, when I was 14, I had Amanita muscaria, a very big amount of it, by the way, and I was very lucky. Because not a lot of people got such a powerful experience like that. And when I had this psychedelic petition that strong on me nowadays, but when I was 14, you know, I was very sensitive to things like, you know, substances, the brain. So with psychedelic, but a lot of people don't really get so strong effects from it, but I did. Because I did it in the right amount, the right time and mindset, and it was morning glory seeds. It was easy to get in a way. LSA seeds, natural cousin of LSD basically. It's a, and I took those seeds many times, but specifically one time I just ended up melting into everything. I realized as I said, I'm not Greg, I'm God, I'm God, I'm God, and I felt I was obliterated into the universe. I am the moon, I am everything. I am who I am God. You know, and if my mother would hear it, she would be very sad because like she raised a boy, you know, and you need to be, you are your name, you know, like the example of my name is Greg or something. And now you say that you're not Greg, you're God. So this is very sad, but no. When you come back from these experiences, you can't play around with those games. You just don't take your names and ego so seriously, and you realize that you're actually immortal. By immortality, what I realized is, even if this temple gets destroyed, and I or something, energy never dies, it gets transformed. How can I die when I'm literally with phone? How can I die when I'm literally you? How can I die when I'm with painting? Everything is one. But another thing that, yeah, perfect stillness. But another thing that really was good on me and strong was I listened to shamanic drumming. And there was this like old shaman lady, and I was looking at one point into her picture, you know, and of course everything was like in colors, mixing in, blending in, like yellow, green, red. And I, you know, a part of my brain understood that she's different race, different gender. But, you know, but the fullness of mine, the way I was looking into her, yeah, I looked into her and I realized she's me. I was not like looking into she, her. I was looking like, into like myself to experience a very strong ego disillusion. I experienced it on the too, but my conditioning fear is so strong that it surrounds all of this. No, you know what? Why do young people get it a bit easier? Because they don't judge themselves as much as when growing up. So when you are an adult, you might be judging yourself. Oh, I have a lot of conditioning above my stuff and all that stuff. But when you're younger, you don't judge yourself, and that stuff doesn't really exist then. So same with that, it might just help not really, acknowledging that you have like conditioning, but not really identifying yourself with it, and then becoming separate with it. How to do that is by self-acceptance. Okay, you have conditioning, that's okay. Yeah. So, just upsetting, You might have conditioning, but it's okay. Self-acceptance is a key. Healthy self-acceptance is the key to self-realization. Because how can you fight yourself? You can't fight thoughts, because thoughts are just illusions in the end. We're just mind constructs. So yeah, also doing breathworks. Like if you don't do breathwork, I think you probably do breathworks because it's a very good part of yoga. Pranayama, and stuff. It's very good, a very good idea. And also a healthy diet. I try to eat as healthy as I can. An apple a day keeps a doctor away, A spliff a day keeps the devil away. An apple a day keeps a doctor away. So, about apples. Now, in our regions, apples grow quite a lot. And they're one of the best fruits you can eat. Not GMO. But here is a little thing. This apple is from a garden. You shouldn't buy apples from a store, from a supermarket. And if you do buy them, peel the skin off because it has been waxed. And there's like Bill Gates owns some nonsense, and like the wax, it's not even, you don't even know what's put on it. So it's like a healthy apple, good genetics, all that stuff. And poof, they waxed it and that's it. And you can't really eat it. Because if you do, then you put something in your body, which I don't know what it is. I don't want you to be doing that. So either, go to villages and people have so much apples, like a bag of apples like that can literally cost you like few euros or something, like, or very cheap. So yeah, apples. And another thing, you can make desserts from apples. There is apple cheese. I will show you. This is apple cheese. You use quite a lot of apples to make this, but it's very delicious and it has the texture of candies. How you can make this with sugar. Now, because people need sugar, but good quality sugar. Candies are very bad. They fuck up your brain, but your brain needs carbohydrates to function and to think. At times, in harmony. So, what to do, if you are saying, let's eat all natural, how to make natural candies is pretty important. And of course, everything. My grandmother probably make this with white sugar. I personally don't recommend using white sugar when making this. Basically, what we will do, I will make a video one time on my channel, Love from a Universe, as it was called. Around 250 subscribers now. Is basically you just cut them all up, remove the seeds, and it's not necessary, but it will help quite a lot to sprinkle with some sugar. I wouldn't use white sugar because it's, processed, all that stuff. Brown sugar, natural brown cane sugar. When you sprinkle it, put it, leave it for a day or two so it all gets, the juice extracted. It gets a bit like, becomes a mash in a way. And when you start like heating it up, boiling it, and it might just boil, and then after like 10-20 minutes, just with a good mixer make a total mash out of it, and when you just boil until it's a consistency where it's very thick. And then what you do, you basically put this. It's called apple cheese. It's a medieval Lithuanian dessert, and then you just put it into a form or something like with cheese, and leave it in a hot, warm place. For days, for weeks. In first, it's gonna be very like not. It's gonna be like, and then it's gonna like start to get hardened. You can eat it after a few weeks already when it becomes like into this type of hard consistency, but it's the most delicious after around 3 months, and it's pretty good. It's natural to eat, but you can make your own. And you need to use quite a lot of apples for it too. Another thing which is pretty good to do is water fasting. I've done it for 5 days now. Going to saunas. They have a lot of that stuff in Sweden. Definitely good. Going to a sauna, I will show one more interesting thing. The sauna culture in Lithuania compared to Sweden is a little bit different, but both have. The main differences would be Swedish don't have that much of this. We still have it, but the culture is not that much in it. So it's basically, in Lithuania it's called vanta. So it's basically different stuff from herbs, usually bearish or oak. Leaves are used. They're made into this type of thing, you see. It's right, and when it's in sauna, it's like spilled with water, and when just people beat each other or themselves with it, and you just wash your sweat away with it, and yeah. So yeah, about veganism, you see, I have some raw milk. Sometimes veganism, I think what is important to understand is it's very good to be vegan, but sometimes, especially in northern places, it might be needed to eat some sort of meat like rabbits or fish. I wouldn't eat like eating cows, an example, very intellectual animals. Not that good idea, I think. But if you need to eat meat, then I would say rabbits, because there is a way to just kill them in an instant with no pain, and fishes. The reason for that, sometimes it's healthier to eat good quality meat than it is to eat fruits and vegetables which had been sprayed with pesticides. And also vitamin B12. A very good way. I'm kind of vibing with vegetarianism. More like, sometimes I like to cook myself an omelette. Raw milk is very good for that because it has a lot of life enzymes. And vitamin B12, the spine, the kundalini, the spine fluids, and the electricity that passes, for your chakras and stuff. If you won't have enough vitamin B12, and it's a bit harder for it. So important to keep it, balanced, But yeah, if your body vibes with raw veganism, and if you're feeling okay with it, then yeah, that's very awesome. Like, I like to do a raw diet time to time. It's also good. In the end, diets are just diets. It's important to just make sure that we eat as natural as we can, because the worst foods aren't necessarily like vegan or meat or something. The worst foods are the ones that have been dampened the most with, like, an example, if it's a chicken or something which been grown in a farm full of antibiotics and stuff, that's not good. Or also if it's an apple which was just sprayed with those pesticides, and it's also not that nice to eat that stuff. So yeah, Om Namah Shivaya, full moon energies, very beautiful, more people, right? Love and light, love and light. So I was talking a lot about health and eating health. Health is not necessarily a diet like veganism, vegetarianism, or meat eating. Health is making sure you eat as much as your ancestors had ate. Some people can go raw vegan with no issues. Some people need to eat some meat time to time, because there are times where people go like become vegans, and then after 3 years their teeth start like falling out or something. So everything in harmony, because if our ancestors ate a lot of fatty foods, in the Nordic places, then of course we also need to do that stuff. Just nowadays, like, my grandparents would say, well, we ate meats and stuff all our lives, so how do we reach the age of 80 if it's so unhealthy? The thing is, they growed up in a good environment with good clean air, and also the meat they ate for their lives and stuff is natural, it's home cooked food. But if you're eating McDonald's, then don't eat McDonald's or any bullshit like that. It's not even cool, like what's the point of focusing so much on food? Like, I understand focusing about like beautiful apples and then God, the stuff that God created us, or we hybridized a little bit, but how people just putted stuff on their Instagram stories, how they're eating a pizza, which is or even worse, a McDonald's or something, like, it's not cool. It's not. People have their cultures upside down, but let's not judge and focus on this type of things in the end. But at the end, what I wanted to say in this live stream about the full moon energies, I think I already said that. We talked about Sweden and healthy foods. What else? Like, and psychedelic even. It was a very productive, informative live stream, I must say. Oh, I can say another thing. Maybe someone can comment an topic or something, an idea that I could talk about now. If anyone wants any other stuff, like a topic or something. But what I could talk about, like, everything is a vibration, everything is a frequency, So that's the reason why there is this tempura playing. You don't save lives. What do you mean you don't save lives? Heavy metals, you don't save lives. Yoga Nandi would be good to say this a bit more informative for us. Like, I save lives as much as I can. Everything works in harmony in Earth. Some lives, live streams. I do save live streams, yes, and I'll probably upload this on YouTube too. So, heavy metals, that's a good thing to know. Heavy metals, unfortunately, nowadays are sprayed quite a lot, both with airplanes. It's one of the main causes. Some people say, well, this person ate all healthy, all that stuff, and he got cancers or something. Anyways, it's because of heavy metals a lot of times. So there is stuff you just cannot avoid. I heard like spraying strong vinegar in the air can like remove the chemtrails and stuff. But to be honest, one of the best ways to avoid heavy metals is by drinking water which is good quality water in first, like from a well or something, which doesn't go through all of those dirty pipes full of metals and stuff like we have in wet cities, which is not fluorinated, maybe distilled in some sort of way. If you distill the water though, put a little bit of salt, put a little bit of things in the distilled water, so it gets some minerals in it. That's the best way if you live in cities and you have no access to clean water. Distill the water, then place it in the sun, put some minerals in it, put some good salts in it. Vaccines, we probably can have those heavy metals too, Everything which has positive effects and at the same time have very bad effects. I think they should make vaccines one day like that aren't full of heavy metals, but both have benefit. And I think there is technology like that, but the pharmacy, the globalists, the elite, they want to keep poisoning the people. Now, that's what I can say about the heavy metals. Yeah, it's everywhere in a way, but you just need to make sure. Like, look, example with clothes. I try to dress as natural as I can, because the stuff that is absorbed through our skin, that's also, a lot of people forget it. You can breathe the heavy metals in, you can have them absorbed through your stuff. deodorants, fuck them. Use essential oils, make your own stuff, because deodorants have like aluminum in them. You don't want that. Canned drinks, like I don't understand where is this drink currently nowadays, which is very popular in America. I think liquid death. Like what the fuck? Drinking spring water from a can. It's idiotic because of course it has nanoparticles of heavy metals and aluminum, and you don't want to be doing that. And the way you can cleanse yourself out is by water fasting a little bit for a few days, pure water fasting, and then dry fasting. It's a lot more rough on your body, and you need to be in good conditions, of course, so make sure you... But if you can do it, dry fasting is pretty good too, to regenerate. Now, the globalists, because in a way I say these things, we're all one, we're all brothers and sisters, I don't even have a nationality, we're all children of the sun. And we say, well, he's a globalist because, he says we're all one, we shouldn't have borders in this world, race doesn't matter, it's all illusion. But the issue is a lot of people believe in things like that, and wars still go on. Like, the globalists are specific agenda, They want to unite the world and in a way create even more control like that, and also create more division, because the people, I think the people of the world, they want to just live like brothers and sisters, and without the governments, in a way we live in a global world, in a way it's globalism, but the globalists' agenda can first sound beautiful, but when we start a lot of bullshit about nonsense, like, it's hard for me to explain. Like cashless society, an example. Globalists, the agenda support it. The people don't. We don't need cash in the first place, I would say. We should just trade things, We are all brothers and sisters. Being human is enough, like there is enough things for our earth, in our earth, for everyone. But the globalists, no, they don't want to remove money from the world. They want to make a cashless society so that they can control. They can control and see every single thing someone is doing. The worst thing about cashless society, and I heard, by the way, in Sweden, it's a lot more of a thing in Sweden than it is in my country here, Lithuania. In Sweden, we have a lot of, cashless things. So as long as you're a good boy, as long as you're a good functioning member of society, you can see no issues of, being cashless, and people can even get angry at you. Why are you carrying cash around? It's more work for us, the cashiers and stuff. But here's another thing. I've seen people from my father's friends and stuff that got into financial troubles, their business went wrong, they went bankrupt, they have a lot of debts. And they get the cards and stuff, and poof, sometimes, there are times that my dad really needed to give money, to a person who already has 100 euros, a person has 100 euros, he worked for them, but the fucking banks, oops, we block your card. And well, my dad really needed, like, to give money of his own to a person so he can buy with cash. So what the fuck is this? This is enough to say that cashless society thing is bullshit, unless it's independent and banks cannot disable your card. Because if we will reach this point, which I'm very worried we are going to reach after 20 years globally, of this cashless society, then that's it. What type of freedom is that? What type of freedom in a world where poof, someone can always know what you're buying, and can just disable your card, and you cannot function without it. We are reaching those times, the Kali Yuga in a way. But it is how it is. We need to fight for it, of course, but don't forget it. What's meant to happen will happen. Let's focus on our hearts. Let's not get too disconnected in the end, Learn how to live in the woods as much as we can. Learn to forage. Now foraging, everyone is saying living in the woods is all just tra-la-la-la-la. No, you need to work a lot in here too. And if you don't know how to forage a happy mushroom that can feed you as all a happy mushroom, another mushroom can literally give you a worst imaginable death. So forage carefully, so it's not everything flowers to neighbors. World is world, and there's a lot of harsh things in here I see, but if you in your heart are happy and doing everything as much from love, then everything around you, you will perceive it as a positive thing. Ram Ram, one of the best things you can do is also chanting mantras. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You see, I use this, Christianity, Hare Krishna, all the stuff, sacred stuff around the world, stuff that means good things. Words are vibrations, and vibrations, love and light, and vibrations create reality. As of the pyramids probably were built on stuff. So knowing it's a full moon and stuff, I recommend now, we are reaching from tomorrow, soon. In Wednesday, after a few days, it will be St. Andrew's Day and stuff. I recommend just on a full moon now, when the moon is full, breathe in, realize what you've done for the month and stuff. And the next month, when the moon is small again, start it out with meditation in the morning and with good vibrations. As much good vibrations as you can do. And don't forget it, no matter the lunar cycles or moon cycles, you're in a human body. God loves you, and we're the same. If God wants you alive, then nothing will kill you. But if God wants you dead, nothing will save you. Another very good thing from Carlos Castaneda books, people live in illusions. They think they know the future. They think they know what's gonna be tomorrow. A lot of people don't fall for that stuff. Please don't fall for it. Tomorrow you might get run over. Tomorrow you might go into the woods and a tree can fall on you and you're gonna leave this body. So don't make so many. Have visions and goals, but don't forget to enjoy the present moment, because in the end which is all there is, and that actually is all you have. So act from a present moment. Act from a present moment. When you say something, be sure about it, because that's life. But don't be afraid of things like death, because I can show you a very beautiful thing. This is just how life is. You see? This is just how life is. We are all just consciousness passing through this earth and different realms. And no matter how harsh it is, this magic is beautiful enough. So for the end of the stream, I would just like to breathe in and out. One other thing I can say to you, I found out finally this again, because I was a bit delusional not so long ago. Don't start the mornings like when you wake up in the early morning, and your mind is still in the theta or whatever waves. It's very relaxed. But a lot of times it can really start chatting with itself, like a lot of stress, bullshit and all that stuff. Don't focus it. While you're still in a bed, get in a lotus pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Start with a few minutes in first and just meditate. Start your day with meditation and focusing on your breath. And immediately the whole day is gonna be different. We're gonna have a little bit of a different mindset for the rest of the day. Meditation and breathwork is very powerful. So yeah, don't forget that. Om Namah Shivaya. So everyone, I bless you all. You're all blessed with it. Everyone who watched this and everyone who's going to watch this live event. Bless you all. One love. God bless. Peace out.